So I've been fixating on the idea of fate lately, and I've been thinking about it like a lot. Like, you all know life is not a video game, right? And you don't just respawn when you die. It's actually never been proven yet, so maybe you can try it out, I guess. But thinking that we never really figured out what life really is opens up this whole new possibility that it can be quite literally anything. Like, life could be this direct linear path that each and one of us follows without certain deviation and free will. That's a scary thought, but also a fascinating one. So what is fate? You've heard it in God of War, when that white thing got the Loom of Fate, and more earlier when he visited the Crones during Ragnarok. It's an idea thrown around here and there in pop culture and media, but what is it actually? Well, I hope you guys are old enough to know it by now, because I'm not going to spend 5 minutes talking about the definition of it, and I'm not going to act like I'm going to say the Google definition and make it sound like I fucking won the Nobel Peace Prize or something. But anyways, in the book Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "This is one of my favorite quotes ever about the topic, mostly because I never really read enough books to begin with. Gladly surrender yourself to Clotho. Let her spin your thread into whatever web she wills." Just how beautifully phrased this quote is sparked some deep primordial neurons in me. It's like getting a perfect parry in Sekiro, except I never actually played Sekiro, and I'm just saying it to sound relatable. So I guess it's like when you hit that, coin flip thingy with the ray gun in Ultra Kill and the screen pauses forever. It's just one of the best quotes from the book, just because it's so poetic, in my opinion. But despite this, it surprises me how literally no image of this quote appears when searching Marcus Aurelius quotes in Google. And that's actually not a bad thing, because, well, yeah, we have to kind of gatekeep this from the general population of normies. After all, the cool factor of this quote might lead them to quite an ignorant view of what Marcus was actually trying to convey. When people read the quote, 90% of people will probably say, that's a cool quote, then move on with their lives. But here's the secret. There's a reason why it's written to be poetic as this. Threading webs and name-dropping a cool-sounding Greek entity is a way to explain an age-old idea. It's just a ruse to ease you to accept the dreadful idea of fate. If fate is anything real, what happens if you're fated to lose a fucking limb, like your dick or something? Or that you're fated to see your mother rot as you come back from school unknowingly that your dad just killed your whole family as well as game-ending himself? That shit's scary as fuck. And if your boy just wrote, nah, just don't think about it, fam. Let it go, what would Jesus do? That shit just won't cut it, Okay, back to video games. If Ellie knew somehow that Joel will get mauled by fucking Jake Paul in the hit game Last of Us released in 2013 by Naughty Dog Studios, personally I wouldn't let that shit slide. But what can Ellie really do about it if it's part of the fate? I mean, it's not like she'll magically influence Abby to disregard a lifetime's worth of scheming and planning. It's out of her control. That is what fate is. It's unchanging. And she also could accept this reality and know that it happened for a reason. But if life has no meaning, then there is no reason. But if it has no meaning, then that too has no meaning. So anything could be anything, and you can basically choose what gives you meaning and make whatever narrative to support that it happened for a reason. So basically, it happens for a reason. What you get from flipping a coin is the universe's absolute answer, but it does not know what heads or tails are, and the outcome of which it'll decide whether I'll be mauled by an 8-foot tall ogre penis. We are the ones that give outcomes its meaning. And in a sense, there is no difference between getting rejected by a crush or getting accepted only to know that you've devoted your whole life to a narcissistic bitch. Because quite frankly, what you see is all there is. If you strip things of its meaning, you see it just as things. So hopefully you learn a thing or two about fate. And, I guess to close things off, surrender yourself to fate. And know that what comes of it, if it's real, which is probably real, the outcome of which is neither bad or good. It's just is, and you gotta accept it and find the reasoning behind that. And yeah, remember this, man. Whatever happens, happens for a reason. That you must figure out.